Assalamu alaikum. Sulman Raheem here. Welcome. Let's slay some demons. Sisters and brothers, we have come to an inflection point. Inflection point is like this. Moving up, right? And then something happens, you start going the other direction. Get this right, okay? Inflection point is like a inverted V. It's an inflection point where it changes direction. It's like the night. See? The night, strong, and then it moves closer and closer, and then you start seeing signs of daylight, inflection point. Has to be one or the other, daylight or night. Night has to give way to the day. We just went through 6,000 years of night. Then we started seeing signs of daybreak. Master Farad Muhammad, son of the dawn. See? He represents the dawn. See? Beginning of the end of the night. And as with the dawn, it gets brighter and brighter. He's Elijah. Right? It's brighter and brighter. Then a storm comes up. Got a 40-year storm. It's a little dark. See, but it doesn't last forever. Then the sun comes out at noontime, brighter than ever. See, brighter than it was in the morning. See, now it's afternoon. We went through the morning storm. And then suddenly, the storm hit all these clouds, dark clouds. Suddenly, sun comes out, disperses all the clouds. They're gone. Then you had a brightness was the noon. See, bright. 7 times brighter than it was in the morning. See, dries up all the clouds, push them all out the way. That's where we are, brothers and sisters. So we survived the night, and we survived the storm. The night took away a lot of us. The storm took away some of us. The storm tried to undo what the dawn did. See, he tried to undo it. See, and it prevailed for a while. Prevailed for about 4 hours. See, but then the noon sun came in. Now the storm is fleeing. As we heard from again, gone. So we are, brothers and sisters. See, Farad came, represented the dawn. Elijah Muhammad, son of the morning. Farad, the son of the dawn. Elijah, son of the morning. And then you got the son of darkness, the storm. See? Then you got the bright, piercing light that dispels the storm. See? Enlightens the whole planet. Bright rainbows. So we are, brothers and sisters. So what I'm going to do here, this is my continued presentation of the Injil. But I'm jumping ahead to chapter 18 because I think it's more relevant to what's, all of them are relevant to what's happening now. but it has particular things in it that's, I think, that kind of grab your attention for what's going on right now. So I have two prepared. I mean, I haven't done anything in a few days because I prepared several things for today if I can get through all of them. I'm going to jump ahead to chapter 18, then I'm jumping back to chapter 11. I've already done 9 chapters already. So I'm jumping ahead, and I'm going to get back to chapter 10. I'm going to get back to chapter 10, but I'm going to jump ahead to chapter 11. Because I promised that the other day, and when I say something, I do it. We're not trying to keep our word here. We're not trying to make our word bond. When we say something here, we do what we said we're going to do. Because if you give your word and you don't keep it, then you're on some other page. You're not on this page. You're on Farad's page. You're not on Elijah's page. And you're definitely not on my page. Don't put your word out there if you're not going to keep it. My word is bond, and bond is life. And I will give my life before my word shall fail. Anytime you open your mouth and say something, you better be able to live by it. Don't put it out there. Whatever you say you're going to do, do it. No matter how small or how big it is. Because a man and a woman, a god and a goddess, is judged by their word. That's how I judge a person. I judge them by their word. Their word is nothing. They're nothing. Your word may be the only thing that saves you. May be the only thing that gets you in the Lamb's Book of Life. Only thing that gets you into hereafter. Because you've been messed up so bad, and then it may rest in your word. Brother, sister, are you going to continue acting like that? And if we know you have a word, you say no, then that might be enough to get you get you past, get you in. But if you have no word, how are we going to believe you? You've been lying about everything else. There's no excuse. Oh, we've been raised by the devil, but at this point in time, there's no excuse for you not to be able to keep your word. There's nothing to stop from keeping your word at this point. I already said, I mentioned, that's not talking about an enemy. That's a whole different issue. War is all about deceit. That's perception. That's why I said everyone should read The Art of War. You can get it. You can get it online. You can Google it. It's free. You can get it, or you can buy it if you want to. It's not that expensive. You go to the bookstore and buy it. Art of War. It's a Chinese book. Very informative. Because we're at war, brothers and sisters. And we're going to go to war against the people that wrote that book. It says, these 10 kings will make war against the Lamb, but the Lamb will overcome them. We're at war with everybody. I can't emphasize that enough. We're at war with the entire world. The entire world is at war with us. It's the analytical mind against the spatial mind. And all the world has been won over by Satan. He controls it all with his analytical mind. And we're at war. And they come at with all the analytical weapons, guns and knives and bombs and all these mechanical things. See, but we got our weapons too. See, our biological weapons, the one that's kicking them in the ass right now, the reason they're on their knees. See, they always from China. I don't care where it came from. The angel tells us it's from Farad. I will send that virus, Farad says. And that virus already has killed as many people or more people than the 2 atomic bombs they dropped in Japan. So whose weapons are more powerful? And they can't find any way to defeat that one. And the thing is, we don't have to reload. See, our biological weapons, you understand, they don't need to be maintained. They maintain themselves. They're self-sufficient. Not totally self-sufficient because they depend upon us. We control them. Nothing's out of our control, not even KV, not even the devil. See? So we have biological weapons. See, spatial weapons, the weather. See, they can't control that one either. See? We have power. Like I said, we are spatial. So we create biological things, biological machines. They create mechanical machines. That's the analytical mind. So we have their guns and their bombs and their missiles against our weather, our viruses, our climate, our creation, you see. So who do you think is going to win that war? See? We're already winning the war. Where's angel says? Where's Exodus says? It says, God says, I will send that plague. See, so they can look all they want to. Now, how he chose to do it, that's up to Farad. He's in charge of all that. See, and it says the two witnesses, we're going to talk about chapter 11, they're the ones that are going to be spreading the plague. It says it right there. They're going to plague the earth as much as they want to. So who are you going to believe, them or that? Especially when they ain't see it coming. And the angel tells us exactly when it would come, who would affect, how much would affect them, and how it would affect them. All those details are right there, and it says it's happening exactly like they said. It'll be a plague that will kill the firstborn, which is the elderly or most infirmed. Right? It will come in 2020. You see? So that's the time, right? And the nature of it. I mean, how would, who would affect, and the nature of it itself. It's a plague. So who are you going to listen to? You see? So there it is. And those just beginning, we have many more weapons. Biological weapons. See? Because aren't they biological? Who's going to turn them demons on them? See? Remember, the demon-possessed man in Mark? He had to get permission to go and attack the swine. He said, will you let me go? He had to get permission. He was under our control. He was under Joshua's control. Please, don't make me leave the country. That's Farrakhan. Please don't make me leave the country, please. Please stop tormenting me. Stop exposing me. So whose control was he under? Brothers and sisters, we got to just stop reading and start reading. If you know what I mean. Understanding. That's what I should say. We need to read, but we need to understand what we're reading. The demons were under our control. And we gave them permission to go and start attacking their devil daddies. Release them to that because they asked our permission to do it. I told you, we have not lost control of our creation. They want us to lose control of it. Why do we think we set this thing up like we did? They said, oh, well, Farad wasn't here. Well, how do you know he wasn't here? See, I'm not going to that. The point is that part of our people, the scientists, part of it was kept out purposely. Everybody wasn't supposed to come over here. Purposely, right? So they could take and maintain the knowledge and wisdom to get us back on our feet after the 4,400 years was over. So Farad was sent. Where was he born at? Holy City of Mecca. That's the center. He wasn't just born anywhere. We have never lost control of our creation. That's what they've been trying to do. Most of us have lost control, but all of us would have to lose control to have forsaken or have it taken away from us. So we had enough left that was kept out of this to make sure that we'll be revived at the time of energy deprivation's end. So he was kept out, totally out. Farad, his family, his father, whole group, the scientists, those scientists were kept out of this. See? But Suleiman, he would not be kept out. He'd be the high priest. Why? Because the high priest has to connect with the people 100%. That's what a priest is. So you have to have total experience of the people. How can you be a counselor and a guide, right, and a priest of the people if you have no, you have no understand their experience? You have to be part of it. That's why I say he was sacrificed. He was slain from the foundation of the earth, right? Said he was wounded for our sins. So, oh man, look at him, man. He ain't pretty like Farrakhan. You know, he look, he ain't no great talker. They said things about Elijah. He ain't no great talker because they were interested in how he talks as opposed to what he's saying. That's what it said. It said right there. It says, I told you about my servant. Said he wouldn't be a handsome person. In fact, he'd be despised. You see. So without going to, let's get into the presentation. But brothers and sisters, if you hung up on my appearance and the way I talk, and that's blinding you to what I'm saying, hey, that's exactly what I want. Because we don't want any sycophants here. We don't want idolaters here. We want leaders, guides. We want gods. We don't want laying back. Hey, all praise be to God. All praise be to whoever, slap, clap, lay back, eat popcorn, and doing nothing. Because that's what idolaters do. They don't do any damn thing. They sit back, hey man, all praise. See? And that's supposed to make everybody, hey, look at that, man. That's a true believer over there. That's a good man. Hey, praise. And they ain't doing a damn thing. Like all those sycophants with Farrakhan. Praise, all praise be to Farrakhan. And they're not doing a damn thing, nothing. They haven't produced shit. In 42 years, nothing. Not produce a damn thing. So your priest would have to have suffered everything you suffered in spades. That's why it says, looked like he was slain from the foundation of earth. Not just because he broke the keys, broke the seals, because he had to suffer everything you suffered. That's what it says. He suffered the sins of the world. He had to suffer everything you suffered. See? So he got all of that. That's why I said when Joshua came and Jesus came, he said, all the wounds, see all the wounds I got? See, I got all the scars on me that you got on you. See? So don't come here crying about all your problems. Because I guarantee you, whatever problem you come, right, and you want to shed some tears about it, I guarantee you, if I tell you mine, you understand, you're going to shed more tears. And you don't hear me talking about mine. So that's another reason why Joshua had to be raised amongst the people. Because when anybody coming in with all these tears, we made a sacrifice. You should be crying because of your sacrifice. If you're going to get a reward for it. I mean, if you go out and work hard and you got paid, then what's the tears for? If you got just paid or even better paid than what you only get crying if you don't get paid for what you paid. Because otherwise, that wasn't a sacrifice if you're going to cry about it. So get up off this regret and crying crap. That's gone. We made this sacrifice. That was part of the sacrifice. Get up off of it. We're moving on to the future. Get up off of that. You're going to get paid. You're getting paid for it. What do you think all this work doing? What do you think all the work Fraud did? Look at the 40-some years Elijah sacrificed, suffered. You hear him crying. And he went through it. Jail and everything else. Not just lying ass Farrakhan. He went through anything. He sacrificed. He ain't done anything. He hasn't done anything. Living in all his mansions. Getting all his pretty little clothes and carrying on. Talking about he's Jesus. Where's the woolly hair? Where's the dark skin, the brown skin? Man, I don't even get to that fool. The problem is, brothers and sisters, if you're getting paid for what sacrifice you made, then what's the tears and regret for? What are you regretting? What are you tearing up for? You should be happy if you're getting paid. If you believe you're getting paid, you should be happy. You should be lifting your head up. Let's move on. Let's kick some ass. Let's get rid of these demons. Let's move on to back home. You should be happy. You should go back home happy. Because you're getting paid. Because guaranteed, if you want to sit down and compare experiences, I guarantee you, you may be sobbing, but I have your ass in tears. If we want to go down that route. So let's move on, brothers and sisters. Let's get into chapter 18. Okay. Now, in chapter 18, it talks about the fall of Babylon. So we need to get the symbols correct. Okay. They talk about Babylon. They talk about different ways. Okay. You have to get a translator. So get your translator out. Forget about that King James. If you're studying with King James, there's no reason for it. It's just a waste of time. Unless you want to just see how messed up it is. Get your transliteral. If you can't go purchase one, there's a free one on jw.com, JehovahWitness.com website. Free one. You can download it. Doesn't cost you a dime. Right? Transliteral. They don't put their interpretation on it. They see a word, they translate the word period. So it's like kind of quirky because you go from one language to another. The rhythm and everything in that language is lost. Then it's kind of difficult reading, but you can, because that's what you need. If you don't have that, you're not going to get anywhere with the angel. Okay. So when they mention Babylon, they talk about Babylon the Great, Babylon the City, Babylon the Strong, and then they refer to a great city, right? So those are the scriptures they use. So we need to understand who's who. They just say Babylon, they talk about America. Babylon the Great, talking about false Israel. Babylon the City is Britain. Babylon the Strong is Russia. Now I use that particular flag for Russia. That's not the flag they use now. That's the flag most people recognize, so I continue using that one. Because I use a new flag. Most people don't recognize that new flag. So, but they understand that particular flag. Most people do anyway. Then you have, and again, the City Great, they don't refer to it as Babylon. They say City Great. Okay? You got that? Okay, let's move on. Now, you have to put things in context. Like I said, this is it's not in chronological order. Remember, it's sealed. So we're going to put it in the context so you understand, in the order that you understand it. It's talking about Babylon here. Okay, Babylon says, I am a queen, because in the heart of her she is saying, I am sitting queen, and widow, not I am in mourning, not I should see. Through this one day will come the plagues of her, death, mourning, famine, and fire shall be burned down, because strong the Lord God to having judged her. Okay, so this someone saying as a queen, and she will not know any mourning. Now, what does that mean? Every word means something. So the whole point is that she will not experience any mourning. Now we're going to show that mourning, not like morning, afternoon, evening, sorrow. No, and we just talked about a few minutes ago. You should be sorry about what's going on in your life, because you're going to be rewarded for it. Now the demons, that's all. We're not worried about them. So, but it says she will receive mourning. But what is this mourning? It says she will receive her plagues of her in one day. Now, one day is talking about 1 year. This will happen in 1 year. All this is going to happen. And one day will come, not one single day. All this will happen in 1 year. Will come the plagues of her. Plagues, death, mourning, famine, and the fire shall be burned down. And we didn't know what all these things mean, because those other things are going to happen to her. And it happened in 1 year. Okay, so we're going to show that mourning. See here where it says Babylon. Okay, now no, I don't want to do that yet. No, she's in the Middle East. America, Britain, and false Israel is in the Middle East. See? The Middle East, they have control of the Middle East. Okay? So this is after 2003, right, where they had the second Bush. They had two baby Bushes. 1991, they first went in. 2003, the second time. So they have control of the Middle East, right? They pushed it, they superseded the witnesses' control or the Shia control, okay? They have control of the Middle East, along with their dragon buddy, right? False, their dragon buddy, the dragon, which is House of Saud, right? See, do that take Jews and Christians friends? Are you one of them? Why is the Saud, House of Saud, Saudi Arabia, take their Jews and Christians for friends? See, they claim they worship Allah. No, they're worshiping Trump. Mr. Trump, please help us, give us weapons and security, and give us intelligence to fight against the Shia. They ain't asked for Allah. They call them Mr. See, you're there praying. You better find out who you're praying to when you go to a Sunni mosque. They ain't praying to, why they coming over here anyway? And then they'll understand who these people are here. Don't know this God and Magog. They praying to these people because that's the dragon. See? They ain't praying to Allah. They praying to their Adam. Please help me. Give us weapons. See? Okay. See? So here we are right here. And that's what it said. I said, I will not, I'm saying as a queen. So that's what she said. She said right there at the top, I'm saying as a queen. And one day all these plagues will come. Now we know a plague started in 2020. So is that when the year starts? Is that when the plague started? Like I said, 1 year. Okay? So it said all these things will happen to her within 1 year. They said as a queen, so nothing's gonna happen to me. That's America's opinion right now. Right? We got all the military, we got all the stuff gonna happen to us. Might have to use it. We're so powerful, most powerful nation on the planet. That's not true. It's not even anywhere near true. We put stars out there. Can you put a star out there? Can you put a moon out there? You have a hard time putting a satellite out there. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. So that's what it's talking about. This is where we are. Okay? That's what she's saying. This is just before the war breaks out. You see, this is at the point where the war is about to break out. This is where we are right now. That's what she's saying. See? Because this is saying just before the plague comes. This she's saying just before, right, the war happens. See? I shouldn't say plague, because there's another plague coming. There's another plague coming. See, it was 2 locust plagues. Okay? So keep that in mind. So she said on top of the world realm, says a queen. Okay? So here's November. This is the war takes place. War broke out in heaven, Middle East. God and Magog, Antichrist, as far as Israel, were thrown out. Pharaoh and his Shia defeat House of Saud and his allies, the dragon and his angels. This is November. This is where we are right now. This is why I'm jumping into it. Because all these most of these books are talking about right now anyway. But this has a particular slant to it, right, that I want to bring out. Okay, so here we go. So the worst thing, now America's just been thrown out. Okay, what I want to point here, see where the witnesses are right here? If you see my cursor. Okay, under this, right, see this is called mid-heaven. It's not part of the earth. That's why they talk about the earth in terms of 1/4, 1/4. And at one special time they say 1/3. And I'll tell you what, I'm not sure if I'll cover that here, but maybe I will, if they mention it here. Why is it, I mean, I'm doing stuff to make this happen. I shouldn't. Anyway, so what's happening here is that you see a second level here. This second level here, where it's the Babylon everything. Okay, this is kind of relational geometry they have in Injil. On that level, that's the level of torment. If you're in that level, that's the level of torment. The level under that is a level of either mourning or being killed. If you're in that level, you're being killed. Or you're in mourning. One of the two, depends on the situation. But the one on top of that, right, where Babylon is, that is torment. So if you're in that position, you're in a position of torment. If you're under that, you're in a position of being killed, right, or mourning. So we'll show that as we go along. Remember that position. See, torment. If you're in that position, you're in torment. Under that, you're either dead, because that's under it. But you're either dead, right, or You're being killed or you're mourning. Now it says that she fell Babylon the Great. Remember I mentioned there's Babylon and Babylon the Great. Now Babylon the Great is false Israel, the Antichrist, and Babylon is America. So both of them fell together. That's why he said right there, both of them fell together. It's not like they said, well, Babylon didn't, taking embellishing it. Well, Babylon the Great, emphasizing it. No, right? It's two different things. Babylon and Babylon the Great, they fell together, right? So you see, America and false Israel, they both fell together. They're both there together. So that's the end of false Israel, right? And they both, see, you got to look at it this way. They're both thrown out the Middle East, right? But isn't that where false Israel lives at? So now they're not there anymore. They're thrown back into Europe, so false Israel no longer exists. Those that got left there, they got wiped out. The rest of them escaped into Europe. Okay? Okay. And then, if you look down here on verse 21, it says, "And lifted up one angel strong, stone as belonging to a male great, he threw into the sea, saying, thus to onrush will be thrown Babylon, the great city." Who is Babylon, the great city? That represents Britain. See, it's in the sea. Now you understand why those come like that. One goes in the sea and one goes into the earth. One fell in the earth and one's thrown into the sea. That's why you see a configuration like that, right? So they both fall at the same time. One falls, one's thrown into the sea, and one is fallen to the earth, right? Further into the earth. Okay? So that's why you got to put these things together in proper context. Okay? About Babylon the city and who Babylon is, both of them. Okay. Then it says, "After this I saw another angel stepping down to earth, having authority, great earth lifted out of the glory of him." What other angel could that possibly be? It has to be the first trumpet. See? Or the first wind. First of the four winds. See? That's what it's talking about there. See? So, and also we have to think about time and half a time. We get into that. Keep that in mind. So it's telling you right now, because once this war happens, all these things will happen in the same period of time between November and the beginning of winter, right? See, that means it will happen in November and before December 21st. Okay, so the war breaks out. The war breaks out this month. Okay, America, Britain, and false Israel was thrown out. Okay, then, right, Babylon falls. When it's thrown out, it hasn't fallen yet. I mean, it's fell, but it hasn't fallen in this configuration. Let's go back. Let's go back. See, it's thrown out. It's thrown out here, right? But now this happens. That's what it means Babylon fell. Babylon the Great, both of them falls. Chapter 11 talks about this again, more specifically. Okay? So that's what happens. So now, the war starts. America, falls Israel, and Britain is kicked out. Right? See? Then, this is where they attack. This is where they attack. Right? When they're thrown out, this is where they attack the Nation of Islam. Attack all the blacks. Let's put it that way. This is where they attack all the blacks to wipe them out. See? That's when they attack them right there. That was their fear. If war breaks out, right? That we might go with the enemy. That's when they attack. See? That's when they attack. And that's when Suleiman has to call the four winds down. See? That's the first one. That's the first wind. It's America. Okay? So, and it says, he cried strong, saying, "She fell, Babylon the Great, Babylon, and came in dwelling place of demons, prison of every spirit, unclean unclean prison, and every bird unclean have been hated. So that's why I expanded so you can see. Because all of that, right? See, Babylon the Great was in, I expanded, right? But they should be, the demon, Babylon the Great, Babylon should be all on top of each other. Okay? So go to the next one. See? I expand. See? And what's in there? See? What's in there? Let's give it a second. Let's see what's in there. See? Unclean birds in there. See? The demon was in there. That's what they're talking about. It said, dwelling place of demons, and prison of every spirit unclean, and prison of every unclean bird. Remember, that false Israel represents the eagle, flying eagle. See? That's the prison. The prison that was in the Bible. Prison also represents, I said it represents being killed there. It also represents mourning. Also represents a prison. Okay. So that's how you know what they're talking about. That's what they mean. And then I heard other voices of heaven say, come out. This is, at that point, right? See, this is what Lion Fire, he's talking to his God. He don't know what he's talking about. This at this time, this is Suleiman calling the people out. He said, get out of there. Separate. Get out of here. Right? That's what's happened. See, the wind blew, the four winds have blown, and now they're coming out. All the black folks are coming together. See? And it's telling you, it says give her double. So in other words, they're coming out, right? And it says pay her back double, according to works done of her. Right? Who's the works? If you remember chapter 2 and 3, the works represents America and Britain, right? According to works of her. And the cup she mingle you double. See? And so much give you her torment. Remember I said torment is that middle one there? Right? The torment. I said the torment. You go back here. That's torment right there. Give her torment. See? That's one of the demons giving her torment when she's in that position. Right? I said the one under that is mourning. See? So it says the torment and mourning. It said the bottom is mourning. So now she was being tormented. Now she's in mourning because she's down there on the bottom. That's what mourning means. Right? She's mourning now. Because he said, I'll never mourn. So remember she said she's a queen. And I should never see mourning. And now she is. See, because it says one day, let's go back to what it says about her. See, because in the heart she is saying, I am still a queen, and widow I am not. And mourning I shall never see. But anyway, but that doesn't matter because in one day will come to plague her death and mourning, so she will mourn, and famine. Who's famine? Famine represents the demons. That's who famine is. And fire, right? Fire, if those who were studying, those two winds down at the bottom, they're fire also. They're also fire. You see? So if you hit that first wind, that breath's fire. If you read about, I think that's in chapter 9, where it's talked about the first four trumpets, right? The first one hit, right? He burned up everything. And he hit right down here where the demons are. Okay? That's the fire. You have to understand these things. So now it says, now you will receive mourning. See, and you're going to get all fire and all those other things. So she gets that. That's what I'm saying. So you have to understand. So what happens is here, oops. So they come out of her, my people. See, here you got Suleiman. He's saying, come out of her, my people. Because the winds are blowing. Remember what it says in Ezekiel? Remember who is Ezekiel called? Ezekiel, right? He's called Suleiman. Oh, son of man, oh, Suleiman. Prophesies against the four winds, right? Resurrect the people. They come out as a great army. That's what it's talking about right here, right? So now he's saying, because now it's clear now, they're at war. They're attacking black folks, right? And he's calling down the four winds. And that brings all black people together. See? Somebody give her double. See? What do you mean double? Remember the demon plagues, the lake locust plagues hit her twice. Right? 5 months and then another 5 months. But this one, second time, is worse. Okay. So I have some notes here to back up some of the things I've been saying of. Now, they talk about, if you read in chapter 12, where it talks about one of the women, it's talking about the Nation of Islam there. It says that she will be it says that she'll be nourished by the face of a serpent. Let me clear this up real quick. Now see right here. Now if we go back further, the serpent would be up here, because either these are here or the red ones are here. The reds are all called a serpent, but that would be the face of it. So when they say the face of a serpent throws you off, the face of a serpent would be Suleiman or the lamb, right? So that's what it's talking about. So she'd be nourished from Suleiman for a time, times, and ever times. What does that mean? Let's get back to chapter 18, because that's where you find what that means. Because this is the time where when this happened, that's what it's talking about. The time when they attack, that's when they're going to listen to. That's when they're going to listen to Suleiman at that point in time. That's why he's being nourished at that time, Nation of Islam, because now they're getting ready to get rid of. They listen to Farrakhan and want to listen to him, right? And so, how do you know that? Because here it is. See, this is a period of time. This is a period of time. Let me go back here for a second. See right here, where I'm talking about when she's thrown into the sea. Okay, see these two things here? First one is thrown, Babylon is down the earth, and Babylon, great city, is thrown in the sea, right? Okay, but this verse I'm going to show you right now is between these two verses. This 21, this is after. So in other words, this situation right here, right? In other words, Babylon first, America falls, and then that's Babylon, great city, then it's thrown into the sea. But in between that period of time, right, is the verses I'm getting ready to show you. That means it happens between that. There's that time they're attacking the black folks. See, that was verse 21. This is verse 10. And that was the verse where Babylon falls is at the beginning. This is between those verses. Check it. Check your transliteral, chapter 18. So that happens between, that's at the time that they're attacking black people during that particular time. That's what's talking about, time, and half time. That's what he's going to nourish, because now they get nourished from him. They ain't being poisoned by Farrakhan anymore. Now they know the truth. He's nourished, he's cleaned them up. Remember it says, the Lord he's seeking will come and clean the mess up. Okay. So how do you know that's time, times, and half time? Okay, we have to look at it very carefully. It's broken in 3 parts. Woe, woe. This top part here, down here again. Woe, woe. See, verse 16 here. And then chapter 19 here, again, woe, woe. So there's 3 parts here. Now the first part is talks about Babylon, city the great. No, sorry. The city the great. Remember I said city great represents Europe. Western Europe. Right? Babylon, city strong represents Russia. Okay? And each one of these talk about mourning. Remember those Let me just go back here and show you again. Let me show you. See down here? This Babylon is strong and city the great, right? And they're both on the level of mourning. That's why I keep talking about mourning in regards to them. Mourning. So if they're mourning, that means America's under here is also mourning to also. The queen said she would have no mourning, right? So all of them reference mourning. I have mourning in yellow, okay? So it says Babylon city is strong, that's Russia. The city great, that's Western Europe. Russia is Eastern Europe. The EU is Western Europe, right? Okay, so two things are mentioned here, right? But keep your eye on city great, right? See? Okay. The city great is mentioned one time here, but relative to a city strong, right? Okay. Okay, so here, on the second one here, you got C the great again. See, C the great is mentioned all three of these. But in this case, C the great is mentioned two times. C the great is mentioned twice. Mentioned one times, right? Time, it's mentioned one time. Now it's mentioned two times, right? Now it's mentioned one time here. Uh-oh, there again. It's mentioned one time here, but by itself, because here was mentioned in regards to something else. There was two cities mentioned here, but he's half of it. He's half of the two cities that was mentioned here, right? That's what the time. Now it's half a time because he's only mentioned once in regards relative to two cities mentioned here, if you understand. Time, times, two times, and half a time. So it's mentioned half a time here because in relative to this, because this was a full time because both was mentioned together. So it's not by itself half a time. That's what it's talking about. So it's telling you that that's when it says that that's when Suleiman is going to be nourishing the NOI, right? Giving proper nourishment during this period of time, a very short period of time. But that's what it says. He would suddenly come to the temple. Right? Suddenly, because it's going to happen just that fast period of time when they're going to listen. See? That's what it's talking about. Understand that. Time, right? So you say half a time. When you say half time, half of what? What was the time? The time was at the top. But down here, a time, half a time, would be half relative to the top. So in the top, it's half of what was mentioned on the top. You understand? Half a time, when it says time, it's talking about the top one. Half a time is only mentioned half of what was mentioned on time. Because time, two cities was mentioned. But in time, only one is mentioned. That means half of it. But in the middle, it's mentioned twice, times. That's where it comes from. Okay, hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Okay, remember, these are notes. Now, we're going to try to figure out, make sure we understand what mourning, all that stuff means. Now, if you read chapter 6, right, where you break the seals, okay, it says, the fourth of the earth, right, talking about America, remember the earth divided in 4 parts, to kill in long sword and famine and death and by the wild beasts of the earth. So we got to figure out, what does that mean? Kill long sword. Well, long sword represents, right, the first two winds. I don't think I've really broke that down before. Maybe I have. Well, if I haven't, I will in subsequent chapters, right? I'm not, well, anyway, I'll leave it like that. And then famine. We said the famine represents the demons, okay? And then death. We know death represents Oriental nations. And by the wild beasts of the earth, which is the mourning or Russia and EU, right? So I have it down here. First trumpet, right, represents the long sword, right? Because the first trumpet and the second trumpet, the first two, that represents the long sword, right? Famine, the demon, death, right? Death in Hades, that's the invasion by India and China, or the goat in Daniel. Then wild beast earth, that's, okay, so they mention the same things in chapter 18, so if you understand that, they mention the same thing, so that's how you know what they're talking about. They say death, because her plagues would be, right? Plagues will come, death, mourning, famine, and fires will burn down. Okay, same things. So we know who death is. We know the demons are, the trumpet is. So morning must be the wild beast. Map them together. Because everything else maps, so morning must represent, again, that shows you who morning is. That means when America is in war with the European countries, that's the morning, right? Now, why is that important? Okay. Here again, right? Because it says in the heart, morning is mentioned 3 times. See, they make it important. So much give her torment morning, because in the heart she is saying, I'm setting a queen, and with him I am not, in morning I shall not see. So listen, one day the plagues will come, death and mourning. You gonna get mourning. See, she gonna get mourning. And then it says here, right? And then it says neither mourning, so there won't be no mourning in the hereafter. What does that mean? That means none of them. For America, the demons there, those demons there, right? Falls Israel, right? East and west, none of them will be in the hereafter. That's what it's talking about. None of them will be in the hereafter. We're talking about. Okay, that's it. So let's see if we can make sense of this. Now, what are we talking about? Well, chapter 18 is trying to tell us what's about to happen, this war. See? So, it says in 1 year, or 1 day, meaning 1 year. So once the war starts, right, in that year, the morning is going to come. That morning is going to come in the year. So that gives you when that year is going to be, right? So that means that the war starts, right? She's cast out of the Middle East, but then she goes to war. She's attacked, right? The blacks, Britain and America, they attack there. Both, all the blacks are attacked. Nations and the whole thing, they attack, wipe us out, right? See, but in that state, right? She's a state of mourning, right? So that tells you all this is. Remember, then the 4 winds blow. What does that tell you? Because the 4 winds will blow between now, when the war starts, and before December 21st for the winter. So it says, pray that doesn't happen on the Sabbath, which is the 7th month from the first month. First month spiritually is March. It's the first day of spring. That'll be September. That means it wouldn't happen in September, right? So it had to happen and before winter, which would be the 21st of December. So it had to happen between October and November and the beginning of December. That locks you in. See? That what that tells us. That means that this is when all this is going to happen to America in this period of time. The morning, right? The resurrection, right? Not a year from now, in this short period of time, right? See? Because it says when you pray, it says, pray that your flight will not be on the Sabbath or on the winter, which means, what is the flight? That's run to the mountains, that'd be fleeing. That's the resurrection. Because the 4 winds are blowing. That's telling you, all these things will happen between October and then the beginning of, before the beginning of winter. Okay, there you go. That's why I said this has a certain slant on it that I want you to see. Now you have to go and look at it. Makes sense? I'm just trying to give you a time frame. Because if you understand the morning, what the morning is, right? That's when Babylon actually falls. And she gets in the war. after she executed war with Europe, right? After she kicked out of the Middle East, right? And you understand that's at the point when the four winds blow, which we know the four winds have to blow, right? In that period of time between uh, October and 21st December of 2020. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. That's why I thought I'd bring chapter 18. You can study it. There's a lot more detail there. I haven't said everything. I'm saying a lot. I went to more detail on this one I did on the other ones. Because we're right here, right now. So that means that if all this has to happen, which will happen between, because we're in November now, so how much time do we have? We're November 10th, and we got 21 days left. This 21 days, so we got 42 days left. All this had happened within the next 42 days. The war in Europe, because the planes already started. Remember, it says this has happened. Remember, she said all these things happened to her 1 year. When did this play start? It started at the beginning of this year. December 21st is at the end. It's 10 days short at the end of this year. And the plague has already started then. So that means her plagues will be in 1 year. You understand? And so now we're at the end of it. She's already had demon plague. Already had the COVID-19. COVID-19, what do they call it? So now we come to the end of it. Okay. Then the fire. That's the four winds. See? So it's talking about. See? And then death will come. Right? That's the invasion. So it said to be a time like you ever met. And it says it's happening so fast. So when it come quickly. So you never see anything like this. It says, this day of the Lord, you never see anything like it. The day of the Lord is 1 year period. So you never see anything like it. It says no day ever been like it. So once it starts, it's going to like I said, brothers and sisters, once it starts, all hell breaks loose. And if you ain't already conscious of what's going on, you're gonna have trouble. Because the brothers and sisters coming in, they come in full of fear, anxiety, they were scared to death because they wasn't paying attention. And you got to be ready to deal with that. See, the demons are coming too, because they're not going to just attack us; they're going to turn on demons too. That's why it says give her a double, because now they're going to get to fight with the demons. Remember, the demon-possessed man in Mark, but the demons, they was, the devils, the white swine was already at peace, right? And then the demons were sent over to them, and they got to fight and run the cliff together, because they're going to get to fighting. That's the second demon plague. It tears country apart, literally. See? So America is, I'm planning, like I said, I have a second, part 3 of Mind Destruct. I talked about that the other day. I'm going to go a little further today, if I can. So I had 3 things I want to talk about. So this is the end of this one. Okay, bro, so hope you understand. So, hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Hell is about to break loose. We'll see if we got this right. Everything's been right so far. Because when that time comes, there's no day like it. When that war starts, and nobody's angry on this planet right now than Mr. Trump. Okay, so we'll see. At the end of Farrakhan, his 42-year reign, oh, it's going to be something, brothers and sisters. Ooh. They said you ain't never seen anything like this. It's going to happen so fast. A time of unprecedented trouble. And you that are awake, you should be rejoicing. Okay, brothers and sisters. Hope you understand. Remember, you're the apple for our eyes. This thing, everything's prepared for you. For your salvation, for your safety. I'm here. My presence here is proof. And one last thing I want to say. It says the gospel of this kingdom right? Preaching all the world. Not, didn't say the Quran, didn't say message black man. It says the gospel. What's gospel? Gospel is the, angel is the Arabic word for gospel. And it's being preached throughout the entire world. You heard the World Wide Web. It's being preached all over. They're trying to slow it down, but it's being preached all over. See? And then the end will come. It's being preached for 30 years or more. See? And now, end must come. Now, we're at the end. Assalamu alaikum.